Hi everyone, welcome to Karen's Corner. Thank you for joining me. Hope everybody is well and safe and happy as always. So thank you for taking this 30 minutes out for you and for your meditation practice. I'm so happy to have you with me today. So we're going to do something a little different with our movement. It'd be great if you had a block. If you don't have a block, a pillow or a book, something you can slip underneath your hips, even a couple of blankets, a blanket or two, worked perfect as well. So, and today we're actually going to be working on our thoughts. Yes, that's the one thing we try and get rid of when we meditate. So we're going to play with that a little bit during the meditation. But let's go ahead and get started by moving around and preparing our bodies to sit in stillness and reflect. So work your way onto your back. Make sure your block is close by, so you have that ready. Take your time getting there. Make any sort of small adjustments that you need to make before you can settle into some stillness. Acknowledging that stillness may come easy for you today and it may not. So let everything like that just be okay. Yeah, we all have days where we just can't become still or it's not working today. So once you get all the way onto your back, invite the feet to fall away from each other. Turn the palms up or down. Down's a little more grounding if you feel you need that today. A little more up is receptive. Work the shoulders away from the ears. Just wiggle a little bit, close the eyes, take a few deep breaths right here. Just as a way of acknowledging the start of your meditation, the start of your class, a way of crossing that threshold from the busyness to the being part of it. From the human doing to the human being part. And as you become still, just notice where you might be holding some energy in your body. And energy can come in the form of emotions. It can come in the form of physical stickiness, some stiffness. So we're just acknowledging that it is what it is for us today. There's no right or wrong. Whatever's going on is right for you. Inviting the belly to soften, the sides of the waist to relax. And then also, we tend to hold a lot of our energy right just in our facial muscles. So see if you can relax your forehead right in the center here. We tend to crinkle it a little bit. Maybe the sides of the eyes rolling back a little bit. Gaze behind your closed lids down toward your heart. Lips gently touching, but teeth separated. Just a few more breaths here, breathing in and out. And then from here, and float those fingertips up overhead. Find a full body stretch here as you point the toes away from you. And just like you're waking up in the morning. Let any organic movement here take place. Bending into the elbows here if you find the shoulders shrugging up around the ears. And then on an exhale, draw both knees in towards your heart. Give yourself a squeeze. Palms around the shins or underneath the knees. And again, taking your time here, so resist the urge to really pull those knees in at first. Yeah, just let it occur slowly. Add a little rock from side to side if that feels good for you. Nice. And then coming back to center, plant both feet onto the mat and envision your heels lined up with your sit bones here. So walk the heels a little closer to you. They should be about hip width distance apart. Don't worry if it's not perfect, just let it feel natural for you. And then on an in-breath, you're going to press the feet into the mat and then gently lift the hips up off the mat. When you're ready for your exhale, you're slowly going to lower all the way down. So make sure there's nothing underneath your head. You're just lifting up and down here. Moving the body with the breath. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Good, and then the next time you lift the hips, once again, we're going to float those fingertips up overhead. Inhale. And then exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, lift up, exhale down. So flow with your breath, not with my cues. And then the next time your hips are lifted and your fingertips up overhead, we're going to find a gentle place to hold. So inhale, lift up. If this is too much on your shoulders, put a bend in the elbows. Take a full breath cycle or two here. And then gazing down toward your heart center, right there in the middle of your chest, you're going to take an in-breath and then you're going to lift from this place. The rest of the body will follow. See if you can lift up just a little bit more, holding the pose, not the breath here. Another breath in and out. And then slowly lower all the way down. Beautiful. Hug those knees in once again. Yeah, give yourself a nice squeeze. Add a little rock here. Nice. And then plant those feet onto the mat once again. This time we're going to grab our block, and at the lowest height of the block, or a couple of blankets or a pillow, anything that lifts the hips up, you're going to press your feet into the mat once again, and then slip that block underneath your sacrum. So you may have to play with it a little bit, depending upon how long or short a torso you have, or what you're using in terms of height, a block, or a blanket. So just like we did when we started, just making little micro adjustments, any organic movement here that settles us in. You want the hips to rest comfortably so you can relax. Once you're there, turn the palms out to the side. Once again, palms up, receiving, down if you feel you need a little more grounding. Keep the chin in line with the heart. Close the eyes, gaze down toward the heart. And once again, just come back to that place of being, letting go of the doing part, settling into ease. Nice. And then from here, take that right ankle and cross it over the left knee. So cross it over far enough so that you're not bone on bone. And then find some heaviness in that right knee. Just surrender into gravity here. We're going to hold this for some breaths here. So if it's up, if your knee is a little closer to you, that's okay. Just stay here and breathe. And it's a real subtle relaxation. So charge up that right foot. So curl the toes back towards your shins. Yeah, just like you're pressing on the gas pedal here. And see if that knee can drop a little closer to the floor, pulling away from you. Just creating some space in our hips. And then on an in-breath, gently draw that knee all the way in. Give it a nice hug here. Toes are still activated. And then plant that right foot next to the left. 2 or 3 full breath cycles here, bringing those hips back to a neutral position. And then we'll move to the opposite side. So the left ankle crosses over. Just slowly breathing in and out here. And then you'll charge up that left foot, curl the toes back toward the shins. See if that left knee can drop farther away from you. So the shoulders are relaxed, the throat is soft, the skin on the face is still soft. Just working on the hips here. Nice. On an inhale, come back to center. Draw that left knee in. Toes are still activated. And then plant that left foot next to the right. A couple of breath cycles here to neutralize the spine, the hips. And then press the feet into the mat, lift the hips. Slowly drop the hips all the way down to the neck. Perfect. Hug both knees in, round the spine, maybe lift the head and shoulders up, taking the back in the opposite direction. Good, and then release head and shoulders. Plant both feet down, hip width distance apart, and do that same pose now without the block. So cross the right ankle over. And then maybe with the help of your palm, or if you have short arms, take the block and place it on your leg. Right toes are activated here. Just gently nudging that right knee away from you. So notice if you picked up any energy in the shoulders, sometimes we want to really crank because a little is great and we think a lot is even better. And in this case, it isn't. So let it occur naturally. Yeah. Beautiful. Set that block to the side if you have it. Drop that right foot all the way across your body. Taking a gentle twist here. If this is too much, just uncross your knees. If you'd like to go a little farther, you can float the right fingertips up overhead, go along through the right side body. Just observing the breath flowing in between the ribs. Exhale, drop that right arm down by the side body. Inhale, come up back to center. Right knee hugs in. And then anchor that right foot back to the left. Opposite side, left ankle crosses over. Toes are activated. With the help of your palm or a block, nudging that knee away from you any amount. Releasing that block or the palm. Plant the left foot across the body. Stay here. Left fingertips can float overhead. Sometimes with these stretches, we really don't even know what we hold in our body until you begin to be still and stretch and you realize, ooh, didn't realize that place was so sticky or so tight. Good. A couple more breaths here. And then on an inhale, gently come back to center. Hug the left knee in. Bring the right knee in to meet it. One more hug, one more rock. Good, and then rolling over to one side. Work your way to your meditation posture. So, as always, you could do legs up on the wall, you could be reclined. You can be sitting on some blankets, on a chair, on a cushion, up against a wall in the middle of the room. Pick whatever works for you. Collect up any sort of layers or props that you want to use to support you. I do recommend covering up. Feet, maybe a blanket. The body temperature does seem to drop when we become still and meditate, which is what we want it to do. That's a good thing. So I'll give you a few moments here to settle into your meditation posture. Once you get there, again, make those little organic movements to settle in and come to stillness. So our thoughts, we're going to be focusing on our thoughts today during meditation, which you think is counterintuitive when we're meditating because we're always working on drawing our breath back when our mind does wander. But our thoughts are part of our everyday experience, right? And if you have practiced with me before, I say over and over again, we take 20,000 breaths a day. How many do you notice? But this is a real shocker. We have over 60,000 thoughts a day. So when you meditate, trying to stop one of those 60,000 thoughts is just an impossible job. It's just something that happens with our everyday life. So you don't need to push them away in order to practice. So learning to bring your mind back from its thoughts is the practice. But how do we let go of the thoughts once they've pulled you in? So we're going to work on a way to offer release for yourself from those thoughts and then just simply let the thoughts be. So without pushing the thoughts away or denying their presence, you can be aware of the thinking mind, but also remaining unattached. So settle into your posture. Close your eyes. Find a arm and palm position that works for you. If you have a favorite mudra that you like to hold, that's great too. If you're reclined or even seated, lots of times a hand on the heart or the belly. Let them rest comfortably on your lap or out to the side. Play with it a little bit. And then once your eyes are closed here, just take a few deep breaths from wherever you are. Soften the skin on your face once again. That little place in the center of your forehead that we tend to crinkle. Eyes are soft, lips touching. And then can you turn the corners of your lips up just a bit? Yeah, notice how just when we smile to ourselves, how that makes you feel relaxed. So notice any energy in your mind and body as we come to this place of mindfulness, this place of meditation. You may notice energy of your day resting in your mind. Maybe some of it's even resting in your body. So we're simply noticing that the mind may be active, your earthen vessel, your body may feel worked up. You might even have lingering bits of stress, anxiety, worry, fear. So we're just observing that, just noticing that. Letting anything that you notice be okay. So using the image of a shaken snow globe, I love this image. With all that energy swirling around when you shake it up, right? As you rest, the little snowflakes gently start to fall to the ground, one by one. So think of yourself as this snow globe, and every snowflake as a thought. Yeah, there's a lot, right? Sometimes I feel like that with all those swirling around in my head. There are a lot of them. But staying with this image of the snow globe, can you watch as each and every snowflake gently falls to the ground? Try not to force it. Just let it occur slowly, organically. So just remaining calm, watching each snowflake gently drop to the ground. Each snowflake, a thought. The water becomes still. The water becomes clear. Now bring your attention to your breath in your body and choose one spot in your body where you feel the breath easily. The nostrils, the throat, the chest, the belly. No wrong answer here. And pause and observe the physical sensation of breathing. As your mind wandered, come back to that snow globe image, inviting the snowflakes to gently drop to the earth, one by one, observing them slowly settling down. Come back to the breath. As your mind wandered again, now from here, begin to open your awareness to include your thoughts. Yeah, instead of returning to the breath, notice what the mind is doing. So when a thought enters your mind, are you planning, fantasizing, figuring something out, replaying a past experience? Whatever you notice the mind doing, let it be. So when a thought comes in, what is that thought? Fantasizing, working on an action item. Try not to encourage the thoughts, but also don't push them away. And like that snowflake, allow it to be and allow it to just go on its own. And can you watch the passing of the thought come and go like the breath? Just like an inhale moves to an exhale, moves to an inhale, moves to an exhale. Return to the breath, patiently wait for your next thought to arise. And if self-judgment arises, notice that just as you would any other thought. Taking a couple of more breaths here. And then gently return to the natural flow of your breath. As you reawaken your senses, begin to notice sounds around you. Breath is deep, easy, simple. Take your thumb, rub it across your fingertips. If it's comfortable for you, give your head a little rock from side to side. Move in any way that stretches the body. And if you're reclined, roll to one side. Use your arm strength to lift you up. Turn to a comfortable seat. And then joining our palms together in front of the heart. Take another deep breath in here. As you exhale, gently drop your chin to chest as you bow into your hands, your heart, and your internal light. been my honor to guide you through this meditation, working on our thoughts. I hope you found it helpful and that you can pause during moments of your day, just noticing your thoughts and letting them be. Yeah, 60,000 of them. Just labeling them and letting them float away with the breath using that snowflake image. So thank you so much. It's been my honor to guide you through this practice. From my heart to yours, I bow. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. See you next time on the mat.